So I told Marker to send men, letting him think that Takahari and Bach had put Offang in the box.
Good. To help Monsieur Corrigan prevent the box being dumped into the sea.
Yes. And only you and Phil and I know that Offang deliberately took the place of the man who died at Dr. Harold's.
Offang, un homme de courage.
Very great courage, Papa Pierre. He thought he would be taken to the other men whose faces had been changed to look like the Americans.
Marcus' men arriving is unfortunate, but perhaps we can take advantage of them. You'd better go now, Takahari. Charge here?
Yeah, got an explanation for all this?
Not an explanation, perhaps, but certainly a solution.
Thanks to you, Phil. My burial at sea was premature.
That box came too near to being your coffin to suit me.
Perhaps it fits you, X9.
No, not this time, Nabura.
Phil Corrigan is wanted by Lucky Camber for the murder of my countryman, Hakahima. And I accuse Arfang of murdering John Miley.
Don't say nothing now, either of you. Lucky Cameron never got rid of nobody without hearing both sides. Come on.
Mama is telling me that someone is in Nabura's office. Now perhaps we learn something about Monsieur Corrigan and Offang. The office of Nabura is next door. Voila! I have a microphone in it, behind the light fixture. I plug it in, like this, and then I listen.
Ja, mein Capitan. That is what Nabura ordered. X9 is under arrest for the murder of Hakahima, and Offang for the murder of Miley. They will not be able to disprove Nabura's accusations.
Now things are beginning to move. What about their doctor?
Don't worry about him. Dr. Harold will say nothing.
Mostly it is like this. They talk to the Lorelei.
It's too bad we didn't hear the first of this and can't hear what Groot is saying.
Ja. Ja. Auf Wiedersehen.
It's all my fault, Papa Pierre. I should have had you send trusted men to help Phil rescue Offang.
No, at least they are still alive. I could not have got them in time to do even so much.
It's good to hear you say that. Phil and Offang only have one chance now to beat Nabura.
We, Dr. Harold.
Phil left him tied and gagged in the same room with Miley. The man Dr. Harold murdered under instructions from Nabura.
Mamselle, what if Nabura she finds out about you, huh?
Dr. Harold knows about me. He saw me with Phil.
Always the Dr. Harold. There is one no good man.
My quisling broadcast for Japan, even my code messages to Australia, aren't as important now as saving Phil and Offang.
Je comprends. This Dr. Harold, he could tell us about 722 as well as Nabura, n'est-ce pas?
More than that, he can save Phil as well as Offang. I'm reasonably certain Dr. Harold also knows that Lucky Camber murdered Nabura's agent, Hakahima. Why, Dr. Harold, I came back here to untie you. Who helped you? Why did you bring Miley's body back in here? Dr. Harold? Dr. Harold? Dr. Harold?
I never expected to see you here, Miss Moore.
you late?
Oh, just as I was about to come in, I saw Fraulein Moore, so I waited and followed. What's she doing here?
That is a question, Buck, which Nabura certainly will wish to ask her.
The Herr Dr. Harold is a good witness. They're good.
And so is Miley. Deadmen are always trustworthy. Did you do what Nabura ordered?
Yeah, the Captain Carcargo and the submarine will receive instructions from Group by radio.
Come, please. Where's Nabura?
Conflabbing with Camber in the office. I'll be out here in a minute.
I had better tell Nabura about her.
Yeah, I'll watch her.
We have argued long enough, Mr. Camber. Either you agree to help me, or you refuse.
I'm neutral, like Japan. I don't take sides in the open.
Your ownership of Shadow Island depends upon Japan. Your neutrality merely a convenience which Japan tolerates.
I don't have to worry about Japan as long as my setup here is useful.
So. But I know you murdered Hakihima and tried to murder me.
Prove it.
Tokyo will take my word. I am military intelligence, and Hakihima was a very important chemist.
In other words, I'm guilty if you say I am.
But X9 will be guilty if you say he is.
Okay. Profits come first.
All right, Takahari. What is it?
About Lynn Moore, please.
From what you told me, I don't expect Dr. Harold's able to take nourishment any longer. Do you want me to accuse Lynn of murdering him?
This is all from Captain Groot on the Lorelei, sir.
But are you sure there could not be some mistake?
I asked for a second confirmation.
I did not expect to receive the special signal from Nabura so soon.
Something unexpected must have happened on the island.
It could be the only explanation for ordering me to take such drastic measure. Call all hands.
General quarters. What you told me when you were first brought here and what Nabura claims happened just don't gel.
Well, you have some kind of a court in this island, haven't you? Maybe that's the place to go to find out who's telling the truth.
No place else. Of course, I always decide whether or not anyone should be held to answer. Like now, when I question the witnesses.
You yourself, Lucky Camber, can testify that X9 admitted to you he killed Hakihima. And Miss Moore can now demonstrate her great friendship for Japan by telling how she saw Ah Fong murder John Miley, the one man who could prove that X9 murdered Hakihima.
Did you ever see this knife before, Marker?
Yeah. Yeah, it's mine. But I didn't.
It was thrown by someone who pulled the light switch. This should interest you, Naburo, more than it should me. 722 is not a number used by the Japanese to designate a secret war plan. It represents something very definite that Japan needs and is planning to steal. I know how, where, and what. I shall tell the United Nations all that has happened on the Lorelei concerning 722 if Nabura insists on the execution of X9 and Ah Fong, or if she molests Lucky Camber in any way whatsoever. And it's signed, the man with the secret.
So. X9, Ah Fong, and you, Lucky Camber, have a very smart friend, but not smart enough. Shadow Island is now under Japanese control. communications with the outside world. The man with the secret will never tell it to the United Nations. Have X9 and Ah Fong executed at once.
After them?
Not yet. I do not want them to think they are being followed. I am sure I know where they are going. Send Miss Moore to me. I will take that note, please, from the man with the secret.
I'm afraid I haven't got it, Naburo. Maybe I dropped it.
Shoot him.
No, wait a minute. Here it is.
I may permit you to live, even restore your island to you, but not if you disobey me, and not until Japan possesses 722.
That's a better deal than I expected.
You are still useful. I wish to speak to Miss Moore alone. Why were you at Dr. Harold's?
Trying to help you.
Ah, yes. And yet you could be a secret agent hiding under the mask of a Quisling.
Suspicion is the price I must pay for believing in Japan instead of Australia.
And if your explanation does not remove my suspicion, loyal or disloyal, you die.
Our men are in complete control of all key points on Shadow Island. It is proper that you have a guard worthy of your position.
Excellent, Takahari. You are a warrior. You carry a samurai sword.
It was my father.
Let Miss Moore see it, please. Go to Dr. Harold's. Take sailors, perhaps. If X9 and Ah Fong are not there already, wait for them.
But why should they go there?
Where else? They do not know that Dr. Harold is dead, and they must realize that the Lorelei is guarded now too heavily to risk trying to get on board.
Yeah. Harold is the one man able to tell them what they want to know.
Exactly. I wanted them to believe they had one last chance to learn about 722. This warrior, Miss Moore, has been trained since childhood to cut off a head with one stroke of his sword. And now, what have you to say for yourself?
Lynn must have walked in here after Nabura's men finished off Harold. And Nabura was going to use her to testify against us.
Yes. Takahari and Bach brought Lynn to the House of Shadows. But why did Nabura accuse me of killing Harold, too?
The lights went out before she had a chance to develop her frame-up against us, you remember?
Lucky for Lynn. She would have had to follow Nabura's lead or else reveal the truth about herself.
Yeah, well, let's hope that Nabura didn't figure it that way.
What about this man with the secret? I thought we knew every agent on the island.
The fact that he tried to save us proves that we don't. But he'll have to lie low now, so we better make full use of his ultimatum.
Right. Let's not waste any time here.
No, my friend. We're staying.
I don't follow you.
I'm pretty sure that Nabura must have thought we'd come here.
I see now. She has no reason to think that we would suspect Harold had been murdered.
That's right. And Harold alive could tell us what we want to know.
Then we can expect visitors.
Bach and Takahari, only we're going to surprise them.
I approve. But how?
By taking the places of these dead men. They'll think we haven't arrived yet and wait.
And then?
They may say something we want to know. And if they don't, we'll make them talk. Come on, let's get to work.
Has anyone gone into Dr. Harold's?
Yes, please. 2 men, one of them Chinese.
Are they there now?
Unless they went out the back way.
I'll check on that.
Looks good to me. Take Miley's place at the table now.
on guard in the rear haven't seen anyone come out. I've sent them inside.
Cover the windows and doors from here.
X9 off long we're here. They've gone.
Yeah, unless our men have them in the next room. Nobody's here.
How can there be two places at once? They've taken the place of the dead men in there.
Are you sure about that?
This door was open when we left. And another thing, both those bodies are in different positions.
Yeah, I think I noticed that too.
These are fire grenades.